Y'all, I'm not prepared for this video, and I'm out here trying to record the clips, and I'm feeling a little sad in my heart because there's it's a hawk or something. I'm not sure. I can't see it, but it's like flying around and around and around, and it sounds like it's crying, and it's just over and over and over and over. It's making me feel like maybe some kind of predator got its babies or something. Is it hawk baby season or what? I don't know, but it's making me really sad. If I had wings, I'd fly up there and help it. Give it a hug or something. I can't stand when an animal is in distress. I feel like they need help and they just can't communicate with us accurately. They can't talk. And I can't speak bird. And if we could just communicate, we could help each other. It just makes me sad that I can't help it, and I can't explain to it what's going on, or I don't know. I probably sound pretty stupid right now. But I get that way with my dogs too. Like if they don't feel good, I wish that I could just talk to them and explain to them that I know you feel bad right now, and I know you hurt right now, but I'm going to help you and you're going to feel better. So yeah, today's video is going to be a hot mess. Up until this morning when I was walking the dogs, I thought today was Saturday, like legit Saturday. And then it hit me, today's Sunday. So I didn't have a video ready. I'm still undecided if I want to try to rush and get this video out at 4 p.m. today. It's 12:39 right now. I usually like to update. I'm not even going to be able to talk in this video. I usually like to upload the day before. I like to be ahead of schedule, but today I'm just completely behind schedule. So let's see if we can get this done. I need to clean up some of the patina on this vintage brass hardware that I plan to use for the desk. Now here's one I've already cleaned, and you can see it still has some of the patina, but it's a nice deep gold color. And what I'm going to do is just soak them in some pure vinegar. All right. I'm going to use this container. I'm going to put them all in there, and then I'm just going to fill it up with the vinegar and let it sit overnight. And this will kind of break up all of the patina on there. I'm still going to have to wash and scrub them, but I'll show you. Hang on a second. Now I've just got some clean water in this bowl, and I've got a brush. Now you can see here when I rub it with my finger, you see the gold show through, or brass, whatever you want to call it, and you can see the remnants of the patina on my thumb. All right, once you soak it in the vinegar, it breaks loose from the item, but it's kind of like an oily film that's left behind. So you just gotta throw some gloves on. I like to use one of these Brillo pads. You could probably use some Dawn dish soap. That's good at breaking oil away from surfaces. But I just use a Brillo pad, and I just scrub and rinse. It really doesn't take too very long. It probably took me 30 minutes to do all 7 of these little drawer pulls here. And like I said, I don't want all of the patina to be gone because I like the vintage look of it. But here I'm showing you before and after. Okay, so now all of them are going to look like this pretty, slightly weathered, brassy color. And I've dried them all off, and I'm just going to let them sit out in the sun. And yeah, they're ready to go. Here's where I made a big boo-boo. I'm gonna use this sealer here and spray it over my desk because these rub-on transfers the instructions say they need to have a sealer on them. And I don't know why, but look, this is dry. Okay, when it dried, it turned white. Maybe I got a bad can because I have used this spray sealer a number of times and it didn't do this. Now I'm using a baby wipe here and you can see when it's wet, when you wipe it down, it's normal. But then when it dries, it just goes back to being that white again. And I really don't understand why this happened. So I'm trying to fix it here. I've got this triple thick spray gloss. I wiped it down till it was wet again, just slightly damp, and then I sprayed this triple thick over it. And it did help some. A lot of the white went away, and now it's mostly just a white haze around the edges, but it's still wonky looking. And I just don't understand what happened. So if you have any theories on what caused this to turn white, please let me know in the comments because I'm so confused. So here is the end results after I tried my hardest to save this desk. And yeah, I mean, I'm lost here. I really don't understand what happened, but now I'm just gonna have to fix it because I don't think I can live with that. What I did is I just walked away from this project and I started another project just so my brain can have a break and I can think about the situation I have at hand here. So, yeah, the desk might be getting a new look. Now, this desk came from the Goodwill, and if you're a frequent Goodwill shopper, you know it doesn't smell very nice in there. No offense, but it smells like a really old house that has a lot of rats. I mean, that's what it smells like to me. Okay, it's a smell, and that's what Goodwill smells like. And every time I come out to my van and open it, that's what I smell because it's soaked in this wood, I guess. So I'm gonna try painting it and see if that helps trap the smell in the wood under the paint, and then hopefully I won't smell it anymore because I'm really sensitive to smells. I like things to smell nice. This does not smell nice. So yeah, we're just gonna paint it and cross our fingers. I decided to just go with multicolors. We're just sticking with the rainbow theme, I guess. I like a colorful space. I do like neutral colors, but I do like pops of color, and I think it turned out quite nicely. It looks pretty when you open the drawers. You got a little pop of color, and it's clean. And I did paint the white on the inside of the desk, where the drawers slide into, just to cover up the smell. Now I've bought some poster board from the dollar store and I've cut out some templates so that I can make some blackout window coverings because when you're parked you don't want people looking in your windows. You kind of don't want them to see your lights on if possible if you're stealth camping. So we're going to make some easy peasy window coverings, and I have went and bought just one panel from the Dollar General, and I got the 84 inches in length. That was the longest one they had, and I was able to cut out the 4 small windows in my doors and the 2 front windows in the doors out of that one panel. So that was pretty good. And I'm just going to cut this out, and then I'm going to use my scrap fabrics, and I'm going to sew the 2 pieces together, and there's a window covering. Now, I'm not a sewer, so I'm not trying to make this perfect. I didn't even turn it inside out. I left the scruffy ends on the outside because I like the shaggy look. Now I'm just going to sew in some Velcro to the window fabric, and then I glued the other side of the Velcro around the edge of my window frame, and that is going to hold my window coverings in place. Maybe it's not the most beautiful solution, but it is functional and it was very simple to do. And just like that, I have blackout window coverings. and they work fabulously. Look at that. You can't see in there. It's completely black. Completely black. So don't go out and buy it. Just, sew it together. And if you don't have a sewing machine, you can use a hot glue gun. They make hot glue fabric glue. Or you can actually just buy a bottle of fabric glue. And you could glue your fabrics together, glue your Velcro on there, and you have window coverings, guys. Don't overcomplicate it. I feel like the craft store is my second home. So I had to go buy some more stuff. Now, at Walmart, I got 2 panels that are 84 inches in length of the same exact blackout curtain for the same price as I paid for 1 panel at the Dollar General. So go to Walmart. It was like 17 bucks for 2 panels at Walmart, and it was like 17 bucks for 1 panel at Dollar General. And yes, of course, I had to buy more clay, more foam clay, because I have a never-ending chore of claying in this in this project. I picked up some little clasps here, just like the ones I put on this cabinet door, and I'm going to put these on my shutters in the way back. That way I can lock them into place, and it's only 99 cents for 2 of them, and that's exactly what I needed. And yarn. I'm going to be buying yarn forever and ever, amen. Just like the clay, because it is going to take a lot of yarn to finish my ceiling. So, and I can only buy little bits at a time because it's expensive. Even with it on sale, it's still kind of pricey. So, little at a time, stretch it out so it doesn't seem like I'm spending a ton of money. I got a lot of clay work done, all right? A lot of you said that this accidental face looks like Sylvester Stallone, and now I can't unsee it, okay? What do you think? Is that Rocky? I think it might be. Or my grandpa, because my papa, it looks a lot like him too. So who knows? But we have a tree man morphing over there by accident. Hopefully it looks good when I get it painted. But yeah. Now I've added clay to this entire top. All right. Now I did leave some holes and stuff. That's just for texture. And I added a little vine down here. And why did I do that? Because I had paint. I messed up and I spilled paint, so I just put a vine there. Covers up that boo-boo. There was an opening there, a crack between the desk and the wall, so I just put a vine there to close up the crack, and it'll just get painted like a vine. This whole desktop, it was messed up. Okay, so yeah, now it's going to be mossy. It's going to get painted, like this stuff, and it'll just look like a mossy forest floor. That's how we fix our boo-boos. They're happy little mistakes, and we just turn them into something else. Now, this hiccup here, all right? Oh, goodness. I don't know where I went wrong. I mean, I've used this sealer a million times, but it just completely ruined my drawer fronts. And honestly, maybe y'all think it's not that noticeable, but to me, it's very noticeable. Okay, and I just can't live with that. I'm okay with stuff that looks imperfect if I went in intentionally trying to make it look imperfect. I didn't want this to look imperfect. I wanted this to look like pretty flowers. So you may not agree, but probably what's going to happen is this whole front is going to change, because I just don't think I can live with it. I have a few ideas of how I might change it. I will miss the pretty flowers, but that's life. You can't get mad about it. You can't let it bother you. You just gotta roll with the punches of life and come up with something new. Because worrying over this and stressing out and getting mad over it is not going to fix it. It's not going to solve any issues. So why waste the energy in my brain getting upset over it? So yeah, we're just going to come up with a new plan. And then my ceiling, okay, now it's not completely done. This is a lot of work. That's a lot of pompons. Let me show you. This is what one looks like, all right? So what I do is I put it in half like this. I put some glue there and I stick it up, all right? So it's going to take a couple hundred, maybe a few hundred of pompons, maybe 1,000, because not only am I putting the colored ones here, but around the edge, both sides of the edge, I'm putting the olive green one. See that? So I got to have a lot of the olive green ones, and that is some pretty thin yarn. So it takes a lot more yarn. But it is looking really cool, and I really like how it's turning out. So I am pleased with the decision to use yarn up here. It's just going to be a lengthy process and a little costly. Now, I am very close to being monetized. I think I need like 500 more watch hours, something like that. And I never imagined that it would happen this fast. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all for watching the videos and subscribing and liking and commenting. That really helps the channel grow. And yeah, I'm speechless at how quickly it's grown. I have been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program, but as of right now, the only thing that is available to me is like super thanks and super chat and all that stuff. So the super thanks and stuff, the way that works, there's a little heart with a dollar sign in it beside the comments tab where you type in your comments, and you can send like a virtual tip, and I think it starts at like $2. So if you would like to support the channel, help me buy some yarn, help me buy some clay, or what have you, you can just hit that little button and donate $2. YouTube does take a percentage. So say you sent me $10, YouTube would take $3 and I would get $7, which is not bad in my opinion, because they're providing this service and I don't really have to do anything. But I just wanted to let you know that YouTube will take their 30%. I also finished claying this area, so the sides over there where the spray foam was, I've added the clay. All up and through here, I've added the clay. On this side as well, I've added the clay, and that has to dry for 48 hours. So tomorrow or the next day, I'll be able to paint all of that. I'll be able to paint Sylvester and the tree, and oh goodness, that was a bee. The bees like to zoom by my head and scare the bejesus out of me. And then I'll also be able to paint this. So yeah, everything that I clayed, I will be able to paint hopefully tomorrow. Now, this vine here, it did stop here, and then this was just kind of blank, and I didn't like that. So I just extended this vine out. And then there was like a little gap here, and I just closed it in with some clay, foam clay, and I will paint that like a vine just to match the rest of the vinage I have in here. And yeah, so anything that looks a little unfinished, like cracks, I'm just turning into vines. And yeah, so that's how we do it. I also finished my projector screen. Remember, I told you I was going to cut down the bamboo piece. It was bamboo blinds, and use it as a cover, and I think this just looks much prettier. I'm going to try to open it. Hopefully this is still drying because I just attached this. But what I did is I just added some Velcro here and here, and then in, the spots up there. And it'll open when I want to use my projector screen, and then it will close like that. See? And on the back side, I just screwed it into the wood. So yeah, that looks pretty. Pretty. I really like how this is turning out. I mean, once all of this gets painted, it's going to be very cohesive and it's just going to look beautiful, I think. And I really like the vibes in here. I can see it more now. I can see what it's going to look like in the end. And it's just really nice. Some people would be claustrophobic in here, but I like small, cozy places. Now, I wouldn't want to be forced in a small, cozy place against my will, but yeah, something intentional like this, I enjoy it. I really, really enjoy the vibes in here. My window coverings are working perfectly. Now, I'm sure somebody's going to say, well, Jade, that fabric just doesn't match. That looks weird. But the style is eclectic and nothing has to match. And in doing so, everything matches. That's my opinion on it anyways. But these are just Velcroed on, so they can come right off. And yeah, it's really, really nice. It was super simple. And it completely blacks it out. I have this window done, and that window done. I have the stuff for the rest of the windows. I just haven't had a chance to make it. I got this piece of foam out of the dumpster, and I think I'm going to sew that inside the fabrics for my windshield covering, and that will just give some insulation to it, help keep it cool, help keep it warm, what have you. It probably would have been nice to do it with these as well, but this is pretty thick fabric. That's a blackout curtain back here, and then that paisley fabric is super thick. It feels like upholstery fabric, so I think that's going to be fine. All right, so I told y'all that I would give you an update on this ICECO fridge and the portable battery. Excuse me. Once I started using it and had it full of food, and I'll put some footage up here showing you some food that I had in there. And so I ran the battery test on max. All right, there's a max option and an eco option on this fridge for battery usage. And on the max, at full capacity with food, it only lasted about 6 hours. I mean, I don't know why, but it only lasted 6 hours. On the eco mode, it lasted 9 hours with food in here. So having food in it on max, the levels, the length of time that the battery lasted dropped, because I believe it was 8 hours on empty. So 6 hours on full of food. But really, if you're going to use a battery, you need to have it on eco mode anyways. It just makes more sense. And it went from 8 hours up to 9 hours. So you can get about 9 hours when this thing is full of food on the portable battery. I don't think I'm cut out for heat anymore. I used to always travel south when I lived on the road before because I like to be warm. But I think I'm figuring out in my 40s, I don't like to be this warm. I don't like to feel melty, and I feel melty. I can only come out here and work until about between 1 and 2 p.m. and then it's unbearable. It's 1:11 p.m. right now. I'm trying to finish these clips and I'm melting. So when I do take off in the van to travel, we might do some north travel up the East Coast or something, because I don't know if I can handle the heat. Or maybe, just go north in the summer and south in the winter. I don't know. I want it to be around 60, 70 degrees all the time. So you tell me a place like that, and that's probably where I'm going to go. I'm covering up my microphone, and you probably can't even hear me. There goes that car alarm again. Can you hear that? If you remember from a few videos back. I don't know what his deal is with that car alarm, but it's always going off. Who knows? So that, yeah, I'm pulling a Sabrina today. This is the Hot Mess Express. My shenanigans this week. Yeah, Sabrina is my friend. She does crafting videos, and she is like the driver of the Hot Mess Express, so she says. But I think she's quite charming. I call her phalanges because in her videos she's got long, pretty, slim fingers, and so you always see her little phalanges in the video. So I call her phalanges. But if you like crafty videos, she does crafty stuff, Dollar Tree crafts and thrift store flips and stuff like that. I'll put her link in the description, just if you like watching that kind of stuff. She's a good person, has a dear heart. And how I got off on this, I don't know. I was trying to wrap up my video, but it's the heat. The heat is melting my brain. Speaking of, look at my shirt. Oh, I don't know if you can. You can't. Wrong way. I'm using my gimbal, okay, and it's kind of awkward to learn. There we go. Weird Girls Club. I think that's a pretty cool shirt. I like it. I got it from Temu, so yeah, they have pretty good t-shirts. So where was I at? What was I saying? That's it. That's the video, and hopefully I'll have a better video for you next week. I'm just hot, and you're probably tired of hearing me complain and whine and cry about being hot, but man, I'm hot. I can't even go in the house or the camper to get cool because my air conditioner units, there's no shade, and they just struggle. I got 2 air conditioners on my roof because it's like a 45-foot fifth wheel, and it's like 90 degrees inside the camper. I mean, it is hot, and the breaker will trip off all day long. Man, I think it's cooler out here in the van than it is in the camper. It's ridiculous. But anyhow, thank y'all for being here. It's a crazy week for me. It's been a crazy few weeks. I'm still getting adjusted to my son living here. And yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this chaos. I'm pleased with how the van's turning out. I hope you are too. I know that I keep saying I'm going to do the build the sink and build the toilet box, but it's too hot for like sawing wood and stuff. I can't build that right now. We're going to have to wait for a cooler day for me to be out here working in power tools. I don't know if you can hear that because this fuzzy thing hides a lot of unwanted sounds, but somebody beside me is out there working with power tools. Maybe I'm just a baby. I don't know. But yeah, so I will build those things when it's not so melty out here. I can't deal with it. And I'm just going to shut up now because I've complained enough. Okay, bye.